How are construction costs when it comes to new construction? Staying pretty steady. Have you seen movement on prices there?
So construction costs, base materials, lumber has actually come down a little bit from what I heard. But it seems like as soon as one type of material, one facet of the new construction goes down, you have a plug or a jam in another one, right? So there was HVAC was a big deal there for a while. Like you couldn't get any HVAC materials. I think that's loosened up a little bit. Lumber has come down a little bit. But in general, though, as you look at new construction, are you going to see new construction prices come down? Probably not. I don't see them coming down. I can see them leveling off for a while. But there's so many moving parts with new construction because you have obviously the materials, but you also have then all the labor that comes with it too.
I was going to say, what about the labor due to, kind of the shortage of that?
Right.
So I'm sure that would drive the cost up too because you don't have enough people to do it.
Right. So I think what's going to happen here, I mean, the pace where homes were appreciating, new construction costs were going up, things like that, obviously that pace just can't hold. And we're going to see a market whenever a market corrects, or however the term you want to use, whenever that happens, then you're going to see all those different levels come into play. So hopefully more people get back into the trades and we have more people working, which is going to drive labor costs down a little bit. And then hopefully we see the actual material costs go down as well as basically we come out of COVID and we ramp production back up in those different areas. So, but as of right now, I see a little bit of pullback on lumber costs. But I guess for the rest of the year, I don't see new construction prices changing a whole lot. I think they're going to stay pretty close to where they're at now.
Do you think the market's going to correct sooner than later or later than sooner?
What's your definition of correct?
I guess become more balanced. Where exactly like you were saying, I guess buyers and sellers can negotiate more, kind of go back to, hey, we look at a few houses, now we look for months and months because we can't get an offer accepted and things like that.
Yeah. It'll definitely go that way. And again, we swung so far to this house isn't going to last more than 24 hours. You're going to have to go 30 or 40 grand over list price. You're not going to be able to do a home inspection. You're not going to ask the seller for closing costs. Like
appraisal gaps, all that craziness.
So far, right? So we went to the extreme. Now we're swinging back. So yeah, absolutely, because that can't sustain, right? So that would never sustain for a long period of time. And now we're seeing that shift back. Hence why we see some FHA offers getting accepted, some VA offers getting accepted, the seller paying some closing costs for some buyers. So we're seeing all that. So it's the start of that normalizing process is what we're seeing now, which, to be honest with you, needed to happen.
Yes, I agree.
It definitely needed to happen here. And as a buyer, we were talking the other day, we're talking about the other day of buyers of in every single market, there's a way to win in every single market, right? So investors are going to tell you in every down market, there is a way to quote unquote win. So we were talking about that the other day, and this is what I see the two ways to win in this market. Number one, that price point of 600 and up, right? There's a lot less activity in that price bracket right now. So if you're a buyer looking to get up into that price bracket, now's a good time to get into there because I think you're going to see more price reduction in that bracket because as interest rates slide up, less and less people qualify for that upper bracket.
And then those homes will stay on longer.
That was a follow-up question I had on interest rates. I know it was like 2 weeks ago we were talking about how jumbo rates were lagging behind the increase pretty significantly. Is that still true? Are jumbo rates still lower?
So I literally priced one out on a conventional and a jumbo for the same buyer the other day. And the jumbo was at 5.25 on a 30-year fix with no points. And the conventional was at 6.125 with no points.
If you're looking right in that ballpark, it might make more sense to borrow a little bit more money rather than less.
I have people putting less down so their loan amount is in the jumbo category because then they can get the lower rates on the jumbo.
Oh, hey, that's smart. And then it's like more house for less interest.
Yeah, we ran those numbers a couple weeks ago where it was the cost difference between a $650,000 house and a $750,000 house. Because on the 650, you're in conventional rates, right? Which
Right.
are higher right now than jumbos. Guess how much the monthly cost difference was from a 650 house to a 750 house, both with 15% down.
Really?
Guess how much the monthly difference was on $100,000.
Couple $100 maybe?
It was $113.
$113.
That's it, because the interest rates on that jumbo scenario is almost a full point less. So you
Right.
gain it, you make it up there, and so literally you can go up $100,000 in purchase price. It was only $113 a month. I mean,
That's completely worth
it's a
it.
completely different house, you know.
Exactly. Or maybe a different neighborhood. What are you trying to do? And oh man, that's really good.
So that's I
Do
think
people know this? Have you told people?
we were talking about it. I think that's a way to win in this market is take a look at that because of where interest rates are at for the different loan products. And if you're up in that level, you're going to have less competition and you're going to have lower interest rates than standard conventional loans out
Right.
there.